Good day and welcome to another scene for Shadow of the Iron Throne. The way Evan says that is starting to rub off on me.
I like to say it with my very deep voice going, Shadow of the Iron Throne.
Okay, that's pretty intense. Today's scene takes place somewhere in the capital. It's never explicitly suggested where the Tyrells actually stay, but I'm going to assume they have a manse or something. This takes place just outside of the Tyrell's manse, a beautiful and large estate, with a somewhat expected, though still no less impressive, rose garden outside. Roses of all different colours, red and white, completely decorate the garden and also seem to climb up the house's walls. As you approach, you see handmaidens and servants going about their business, with a small number of guards just outside of the gate.
He moves towards the gate, though Ashram being Ashram, he'll probably smile at a handmaiden that he finds pretty, but he'll keep going. And he just
Uh,
goes towards the guards.
the lady will bashfully return the smile before hurrying away to do whatever business she is doing. Um, the guard gives you a rather strict look up and down, seem to measure you out and consider you for a moment. Just going to see if he actually knows who you are.
Stage is 3.
He does not. Which is funny considering what you did.
And he'll show courtesy. I am Ashram Hoksad. I wanted to ask if I could see Lord. Wait, is it Lord at this time?
He's Sir Loris.
Okay. If I wanted to see Sir Lord, if I wanted to ask if I could see Sir Lord, congratulate him for the melee.
You wish to you wish to seek audience with Sir Loris?
And he'll nod. Indeed, if that is possible.
The man seems to be a little bit apprehensive as to following through your order. Of course, not really knowing who you are. Could I have your name, Sir Knight?
I am Ashram Hoksad.
I just realized you already gave your name.
Yes. He'll repeat it, he doesn't care. Thank God, maybe they just look back. Whoops. Didn't say that out loud.
Yeah, this particular guard, as you were introducing yourself the first time, and then realised he didn't care. Could you just roll me a persuasion check?
Yes. Let me make sure.
With charm, why not?
Which he has. Oh, charm he has 2 less dice for because of his. But so that's 5. That's 3 dice, and I keep 3. Um, 3d6. 10.
The man seems to he seems a little bit unsure at first, but after a while, he nods to the other guard who heads inside of the manse. At this point, you can overhear the sound of what appears to be clashing steel within the manse. As you peer in, you notice what appears to be, you imagine one of the Tyrells seems to be taking on 3 other swordsmen.
He raises an eyebrow. This guy's good.
Indeed, he is.
But I don't remember. I don't recognize which Tyrell from the armor.
You can make a status check on that.
I don't recognize the armor.
You know what? Yes, you do. That would appear to be Sir Garland Tyrell.
The older brother.
Also known as Garland the Gallant.
He takes notice of that, but well, he'll stay where he is for now. Not trespassing into the keep.
This is where I say that I'm not too sure whether or not Garland is actually able to fight, but for this sake he is.
Okay.
After a while passes, you see the guard return, who gives a curt nod to you and says, "The young knight will see you now."
Thank you.
The guards lead you through the garden towards the court. The manse is built in kind of a square way with a inward court. The strong scent of roses seems to just carry out all over the manse.
He enjoys the smell. He also watches the fight between Garland and the 3 other people.
You notice, from what you've actually seen of Garland during the melee, he seems to be somewhat slower than he normally is. Obviously, it's probably down to one of his wounds, and you notice is that he takes a rather nasty bash from the man to his left, though he quickly retaliates with a shield bash and a strike with the pommel of his sword, knocking the man to the ground.
I see. Who took him out in the game?
Sorry?
Who was the one that took him out? Do you remember?
I think it was Baranon.
I think maybe it was. I thought Baranon had already taken or just taken Ashram out, but anyways, but yeah. Ashram will just watch the fight and then, with interest, kind of trying to see how good he is, but we'll keep going.
I mean, suffice to say, the man seems to definitely know what he is doing.
Yes.
As you enter, you notice Solaris is or at least trying to lounge back within the court. You immediately notice that he seems to have a significant bandage which seems to go over his torso, and you see a table set with wine and also sweet cakes.
Tell us approach with a smile. Sir Loris. May I sit?
Hello. I believe they said your. Apologies, I can't quite remember your name.
Ashram Hoxhard.
It's a pleasure. You were the one who knocked me out of the melee.
I was. I must congratulate you. You fight well.
I must say the same for you.
I do my best, and well, I was brought up, and he'll think well, my childhood was not as peaceful as most people's in the summer islands.
Don't apologize for talent. I hardly do it. So anyway, what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
I just like to I like to show good sportsmanship. You were a good opponent.
How kind of you.
Oh, sorry, I've always.
Why?
Oh, of course. I shall drink some wine.
One of the servants will come forward and pour you a glass, offering you the goblet, chalice, whatever.
Thank
Offers
you.
you the cup.
Oh, you say you smile at the servant. Thank you. I was told your family's estate here was beautiful. I am not. Well, I am not. I am pleasantly surprised.
Well, if you think the manse is pretty, you should go and see Highgarden.
Perhaps one day.
Perhaps. I must say it would be quite the visit. You would enjoy the sight.
I'm sure I would. I've been told you have colorful gardens.
Indeed, it wouldn't be quite right for the House of the Rose to not have gardens as beautiful.
I guess it would. And he looked back towards where the fighting was going on, where his brother was fighting. Was your both? Yes, go on.
You see that Garland seems to be doing quite good. He's managed to about narrow it down to only two other men. The other one having been knocked out of the fight. The two guards seem to be desperately trying to coordinate an attack to almost strike at the same time, but Garland seems to just be a little bit too fast for both of them.
Your
You'd also
brother. Sorry, go ahead.
You'd also notice while looking at this that Solaris seems to be watching this with a slight level of frustration.
Your brother also fights well. I see.
Indeed, he normally will take on more than one opponent because during a real battle, most fights aren't one-on-one.
Indeed, they're not. I have not had a battle since I came here 9 years ago. I've been protecting Lady Drakemire ever since I've come here.
Okay. Have you fought in many wars?
Wars, no. I've had many battles, as you have witnessed yourself, but no battles.
I see. I've not had the experience of battle much either.
Perhaps we will have our first experience together. Hopefully, we will be on the same side.
Hopefully. I would rather not have a repeat of what happened in the melee.
And he'll smile. But yes, I think I would enjoy the sight of the gardens of Highgarden.
Indeed, they are
Back
quite beautiful.
our plants back home are very colorful too.
Where are you from?
The Summer Islands.
Ah,
It's probably why my name sounds strange to people here.
well, that is certainly good reason. I've never actually, well, To be quite honest, I've not really left Westeros.
Ah, perhaps you should one day. There are many wondrous sights beyond Westeros.
Perhaps I will take up traveling at some point. You watch as he winces as he goes to adjust himself in his chair, gritting his teeth slightly, though he seems to try to not show too much emotion.
I see he's still going at the joust, right? Hasn't been eliminated.
I don't believe so, though if he can't recover, then he may not be
Okay.
partaking.
I hope you will recover in time to take part in the joust.
As do I. I'd rather not miss that opportunity.
I've heard of your skills. And has he fought in the joust yet?
Yes, he actually went up against Manfred Coldwin
Oh yes, that's right. Okay,
and
I
absolutely decimated him.
I saw you against Coldwin. Well, he would say I wasn't here for the scene, so he'd say, yeah. Seeing what you did to Sir Coldwin.
Ah, yes. Noble man, though, he is getting on in years.
I was surprised. He is told I have heard that he is a skilled swordsman, and yet you took him out quite quickly.
Indeed, his family, I believe, are known to be competent jousters. I mean, the lancer is on their sigil.
But you were better.
Indeed, I have trained most of my life to be good at jousting.
Perhaps if I get more used to being on a horse, I could become a good jouster.
You would have to find yourself into, well, you'd have to find yourself made a lord or a knight.
I'm
Do you
sure
follow?
I can find. Sorry, go
Do you
ahead.
follow the seven?
I do not know much about the seven. If I was to follow it, I'd have to know more about them.
Well, suffice to say, you won't be short of books.
But yes, I would be interested in learning more.
Have you ever been to Old Town?
OC was the scene we did before in the old town, the blacksmith.
No, Old Town is in the Reach.
Okay.
It's a city within the Reach.
Oh, okay, it's the city itself. Because I have not.
It's where the Maester's Citadel is built, and it has the largest collection of books in Westeros.
Well, if we travel to the Reach, perhaps I'll get to stop there and read all about it.
Indeed, you should, though. I'm not sure how the Maesters feel about people going through their books. You may have to sign up to become an acolyte yourself, though. I don't imagine that is something you'd be interested in.
No, that your smile. Like, yeah, no.
Just their questioning is like, don't Maesters have to be celibate?
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't the life for me.
But yeah, and he actually smiled, guys. I'm not sure if it would be sadder if I took a shorty of celibate, whether it would be me or the many ladies I meet.
You must be good friends with the ladies.
Oh, yeah. They seem to And he'll like think, hmm, enjoy my company.
Sorry, could you repeat that last bit?
He'll say they seem to, and he thinks like, enjoy my company, and he says that with a smirk.
You will raise a small and rather brief chuckle from the knight, though it is quickly cut short by another wince as he gives a sharp draw in of breath. I really do hope these wounds clear up.
Have you seen a maestro? Have you Have you looked to get healed? Have you seen the maestro yet?
I've had the family maester attend to
Maestro.
it. I'm in good care. You don't have to worry.
Good. I hope you will. You will be sure to. Do you know who you would be facing if you kept going with the jabs?
I'm just thinking who was it he was supposed to be facing? You know, I can't actually recall who he was facing. I think it was Sahua the Veil.
In that case, he'll say, if it's him, he'll say, well, then if you're in shape to fight the next joust, I will be cheering for you.
I'd be glad to have your support.
He'll shook or like bow a little bit. But yes, thank you for your time. I just wanted to see you, congratulate you, and well, have a small talk.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And with that, he'll
Feel free to take
get
a
up.
cake with you on your way out.
Oh, thank you. And he'll eat a cake. He'll take a cake and eat it on his way out.
It's a really good fucking cake.
He's like, damn, maybe I should have joined their house. No, wait. But then there's Lady Drakemire. Maybe we should join their house together. But yeah.
This is where Ashram gets into the moral dilemma of whether or not he would give up House Drakemire for cake.
I mean, it's not House Drakemire, it's Lady Drakemire. Would I give up Lady Drakemire for cake?
I mean, it is a good fucking cake.
Hey, Lady Drakemire, why don't we marry into House Tyrell?
You seem to have changed your tune about that. I really like that cakes there.
But yeah, but he'll make his way out. Probably watch the end of the fight if it's still going.
By this point, you've seen it come to an end. So Garland has dispatched of the last two with good talent. You see that he has removed his helmet, showing he looks much like Loris, though he seems to be taller, broader, and also has a beard. As he removes his helmet and flicks his hair free, a servant would approach him with a cup of wine, which he will take gracefully. And that would be the last you see before you leave the manse.
And with that, he'll go back to the gallows manse.
And with that, I think that's a good place to call the end of that scene.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we'll see you on another episode of